Hello everyone, Spaced Oyster here, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Randomized. This is Chapter 21, New Resolve, and this is an example of, well, not me being a noob per se, but more me being extremely inexperienced. When I first picked up the game, there was a save file that was, no joke, it was on this exact chapter. And I assumed that this was the final chapter for no other reason than because there was a save file right here, and the only characters that were on it were the three main lords, leveled to 20 each, and Priscilla and Ninian, who joined in this chapter, who I should have talked about before I moved Lucius. Alright, anyway, right. Ninian here got changed from a dancer to a lord, Lin-flavored, and this is a very significant downgrade for her. Basically, Ninian's stats didn't really matter before because as a dancer, she doesn't have to do anything except dance. Ideally, she would never get attacked, and she didn't need to deal damage. Now that she actually does have to fight, it just highlights how poorly equipped she is to do that. Her base strength and skill are very, very low, and she's not likely to get any more since her growth rates in those two areas are 5% each. So Ninian is borderline unusable. It might be possible to feed her some kills thanks to the Manikadi and all that, but I'm not really sure that would be a very viable option. So yeah, Ninian got a very significant downgrade. She and her brother Nils are casualties of the randomizer run. Alright, so yeah, Ninian's the new recruit in this chapter, and this is technically the first time you get access to a dancer. Alright, next up we have Eliwu visit this village here. Woo! Restore staff! I love these things. They heal return ally status condition to normal, so it cures sleep, berserk, poison, and this chapter is pretty much going to be textbook example of why poison sucks. In fact, I think this is also the textbook definition of a Fog of War chapter because it has everything it needs to for something to go wrong in a Fog of War chapter. It's got a lot of flying units with poison equipment. There are bandits lurking around, and they're going to try and get into villages and break them down. And you definitely want to get to the villages. There are lots of good rewards here. Well, maybe not that one. Or that one. But the other two villages, they both have really good rewards. Or things you want. So definitely visit all the villages. If get to all the villages as you can. They're worth resetting for. Anyway, let's go ahead and get Rebecca onto the front lines. Rebecca and Bartra. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and put Bartra right here and equip him with a javelin or hand axe. Let's go with the javelin. Wait, no. I should have gone with the hand axe. I'm going to fix that. Now, I really want to work on Bartra's axe rank. Let's be real. Giving him silver axes would be so amazing. And if I can at least get him up to a B, then he'll be able to use a hand axe. Anyway, this monk here, I'm not used to him being here. I don't get this far into Hector Hard mode very often, and he is not there on normal mode or Eliwood mode. So I'm not used to seeing him there. But fortunately in my practice run, Ninian was actually capable of killing that monk, believe it or not. Oh, speaking of Ninian, I actually forgot to point out that she is my third example of using Nightmare to fix things. The first was with Raven in Chapter 17, the Whereabouts Unknown, to make sure he wouldn't kill the green units. The second one I actually didn't point out right away. Well, I guess technically the second one was removing Lucius's equipment, but I'm going to count that with the Raven edit. Anyway, the second one was changing, making it so that brigands promote with a hero crest. In this game, there are no playable brigands, so they're not programmed to be able to promote with any items except for an Earth Seal, which is available much, much later in the game. I changed it to allow them to also promote with a Hero Crest, because that's the same promotion item they use in Fire Emblem 6, the Binding Blade. I figured it was an okay edit to make, but if you feel like I was cheating doing that, then, well, it's too late for me to fix that now, so tough titties. And then the other change I made is actually with Ninian. Normally, she gets the equipment that her brother Nils would have, since those two are usually interchangeable in the game's code, I guess. If you've got Ninian, then Nils isn't playable, and vice versa. Those two are never available at the same time. And it turns out they tend to share their equipment. So I changed Ninian's equipment to have a Manikati, Lynn's signature weapon, instead of what she actually had, which, spoiler alert, it was a hand axe. She also had another Ninin's Grace ring, but I decided to take that away from her since she was no longer a dancer, and it wouldn't make, well, I mean, it makes story sense for her to have it, but it doesn't make gameplay sense for her to have it, so I took it away. Anyway, yeah. I just felt like I needed to and should own up to and admit that when I'm, well, I guess cheating is the right word. Alright, and I'm not too sure what I should do with Ninian. I think I'm going to have her hang back here with Will. I was going to give Will the torch staff, but the embarrassing thing I realized is that I did not get the torch staff. I didn't bother to kill the thief who had it on the Dread Isle, when I should have. Yeah, and I believe that bandit who we just saw move over there, I believe he is programmed to go directly for the villages. So, yeah, very definite time crunch. You want to get a good flying unit out there as quickly as possible. At this point, you would actually have two options now, Florina or Fiora. Although, you could also just use a good mounted unit, Marcus, Lowen, Kent, Sane. I'd say Priscilla, but she's usually pretty frail, and you wouldn't want to risk a frail unit like that on the front lines. Or I wouldn't, anyway. Usually. Oh, look, there's other brigands. Yeah, this chapter has loads of reinforcements. Loads of them. And oddly enough, monks seem to be one of the most common enemies, but monks are usually pretty pathetic. Like, it's more pathetic that Bartra can't double him, rather than the other way around. Oh wow, Will's getting in the massive damage there. One whole damage. You are a beast, Will. Way to go. Woo! Crit with Lucius! Yay! And a level up. And he just capped strength at level 13. Increasing Lucius's strength base. So broken. So very broken. Alright. So first thing I want to do is get Lucius to visit the house here. Oh, this is Baden Port. Oh, I think... Okay, I recognize some of these areas. I believe this was the house we initially recruited Canis from. And this... I think this might have been the house that we got the Devil Axe from initially. This armory was that tavern. Yeah, they recycle maps a bit, but it's so tough to tell. I never actually noticed they were recycling maps. Ninian, you can't kill him yet. Oh no. And... oh wow, you can't double Eliwu. That is so sad. Alright, you know what? New plan. I'm going to have Lucius kill him. From right here. And Ninian being only able to do 10 damage is... well, you know what? I'm just going to chalk that up to being remarkable, because that is remarkable. Eliwu, let's have you trade this silver card, and yeah, just the silver card to Ninian. And then we're gonna buy some supplies. I want 3 iron swords, 4 lances, let's see, 5 javelins, 4 iron axes, and 2 hand axes, and I guess I'll get 2 iron bows, just in case. Alright, next up we have Will, not barrier, physic. We're gonna have, yeah, physic. Physic is awesome. If Will had a higher magic stat, it would be insanely broken. But he doesn't. Hopefully one of our pre-promotes we're going to be recruiting a bit later will be a mage. They're usually going to have insanely broken stats. Oh, right, I keep forgetting, I haven't actually turned on Legault's combat animations. Not that they're very interesting, they're basically like Matthew's, but Legault actually has long hair. Ooh, excuse me. And one interesting factoid I forgot to bring up about Legault is that I think he's actually the beta design for Niles from Fire Emblem Fates. Even down to his sexuality. Legault loves to be a big tease to everyone. His support conversations with one particular character we haven't met yet, Heath. His conversations with Heath, utterly hilarious, and I have no idea if Legault is joking or not. But yeah, Legault, he's awesome. Of course, he only has a paired ending with one other character who is a lady unit. Gasp! But I guess that's perfectly fine. I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. It's just a neat little thing. And gives me the idea for a video. Well, actually, I technically would be getting a video idea from a YouTuber I recently... Well, not YouTuber. YouTube person I recently kinda discovered. His name's Rags. Stuff's kinda neat, I guess. Go ahead and check it out if you want. Anyway, Rags did one of his videos on, I forget the exact name of the topic, but it basically had to do with, oh, wait, I remember. He was doing a video response to an article he found on how it's on how so many LGBTQ characters get killed off in fiction these days, and how that's a bad thing. And that actually got me interested in doing a video on, well, not necessarily that exact same topic, on whether or not it's actually a bad thing they die in fiction, stories, and whatnot. Characters die in stories where characters can die. It's not that big a deal. But more on how I personally like to see characters of my own minority group represented in fiction, and how that's not a very big deal. Kind of a semi-contradictory statement there, but I do intend to back that up if you're interested in seeing that. Just got a lot of things on the back burner, but I keep getting writer's block. It's horrible. I hate it. Alright. One of the main benefits of using Legault here, definitely above Matthew at least, but compared to most sword-locked units, his 9 constitution is enough for him to comfortably use the steel sword. Lyn usually gets weighed down quite a bit, so does Guy. Raven, not so much. Raven and Legault have the same constitution, or close enough that it doesn't really matter. Alright, let's see here. Is that close enough to physic anyone? Just Legault. Oh wait, I got an idea. I'm gonna put Lucius here. Let's equip that Iron Lance. And then we'll play for Luscious. The Luscious Lucius. Yeah, I intend to move kinda fast, so I want to at least make sure that I get all my shopping done before then. And visit these 2 remaining villages first, so I definitely need to make sure I get that done. Alright, let's go ahead and attack this archer, actually. Wait, why did I do that? I was going to feed a kill to Hector, actually. But that might end up being a bad thing. Especially if I don't have Rebecca kill these guys. But then again, I don't really need Rebecca to do that. Oh, wait. Never mind, I remembered what I was going to do with Hector. Alright, how much damage do these guys do? 17 plus 16. I guess I should factor in 12, 17, 16, and 12 to 8 defense. Oh yeah, none of them double. So, let's see. So that's 9, 8, and 4. 9 plus 8 plus 4. Plus there might be a few more Pegasus Knights and Wyvern Riders hanging out in the back. You know what? Screw it. Let's just go ahead and heal up Bartra with a heal staff. I probably should have brought Dorcas along instead of Will because of the support bonuses, and Will needs training. And, oh, I was thinking of picking up Canas and with Lucius and moving him closer, but now I'm thinking I'll have Lucius fly forward and attack, but then Canas will just be lagging so far behind. You know what? We'll work it out later. Lucius can't even get close enough, so you know what? Rescue it is. Alright. And then let's put Lucius right here. And then Dorcas can... or not Dorcas, Hector. Hector takes... let's see. I remember, 16 and 12. Or... no. 17 and 16. Alright, so 10 and 9. Okay, you're good, Hector, you're good. Go ahead and drop Canas, although one of them's definitely going to go for Canis. Maybe I should just kill one of them off instead. Sound good? I'm worried about that archer. A whole 5 damage. I have nothing to worry about. Okay. This one. Woo! I love having flying units. Yeah, I keep forgetting to bring up that I actually like the music that starts playing once you get far enough into Hector's mode. Not this music, this is just generic. Well, this is actually generic enemy phase turn, but the music on this chapter is actually generic Fog of War music. I don't like that music too much. I do like the music that played on the last chapter, and pretty much every chapter from Whereabouts Unknown forward, I think. All good tracks. I liked them all. Oh no, Rebecca took 2 damage. Yeah, poison doesn't stack, so if you get hit by a poison weapon one turn, and then the next turn you get hit by poison again, you won't take more poison damage, it just resets the counter. So it normally takes 5 turns for poison to wear off. If it gets reapplied, it'll take 5 turns from when it was reapplied to wear off. At least I think that's how it works. I think I've also said a few things that are actually inaccurate, so I'm gonna have to definitely watch what I've been saying, but ultimately I don't think I'm wrong about those. I hope not, anyway. Anyways, I guess I don't really need Eliwu and Ninian to worry about things anymore. Alright, so Legault, I don't want Legault to back up. I would like him to move forward. And he can definitely take out that thief, but I also have... Well, I guess he and Rebecca are the only units that need healing. Speaking of Rebecca, let's visit this village first. And we get our second Elysian Whip. And you get 2 guesses as to who that's going to, and the first guess does not count. Let's see. Hector, you can... let's go ahead and let Hector take out this guy. Oh, and then I watched the recent negative growth mecha thing. It was chapter whatever number it is, Cog of Destiny. And he basically pointed out that I think Valkyries are kind of treated like unpromoted units. Oh, Will's aid went down by 1. So they gain extra experience, but you get less when you fight them. Which is kind of sad, but it makes sense too. Because Valkyries are basically just troubadours, but they can use magic. So I guess Will is going to be getting more experience. I don't know, I haven't crunched the numbers. What I do know is Legult is going to get another kill. He's going to be guilty of murder. Sorry for the pun. Not sorry, though. I like puns. Anyway, let's make sure I heal up the right person. I misclick way too often when I'm being hasty. Also, I just noticed, why is Will's horse blue? That is so weird. And I believe Oleg is standing right here. I'm going to have to map out his range later. Alright, we're going to have Luscious take that Elysian Whip. Now let's hand over a Javelin. And let's use it! I have no qualms about whether or not this is too early to promote, because he capped his strength. His speed is 2 points away from capping, and he's at 15 speed. Lucius is good. He is good. Alright, and he got E-Swords. I don't really need to fix that rank, but I'm going to try. Anyway, and then I do believe we have some some more enemies to the north. I am not too sure how many would be able to hit Will, so I'm just going to keep Will there and safely heal with a physics staff. His stats are quite low, but if Fire Emblem 6 has taught me anything, it's that a troubadour does not need good stats to be a good unit. Actually, for Fire Emblem 6 related stuff, I kind of forced myself to get good at that game. Not intentionally. My first time through it, I was obsessed with min-maxing and support chains. So I forced myself to build a support chain involving the main character Roy, 1 thief, and some of the units from that game I thought were neat, which I think was just pretty much Deke and Gonzalez. I'd never used a brigand before, and because they weren't technically playable in the first few Fire Emblems I got, so yeah. Anyway, the only support chain I could really, I conceivably build using 4 of those units, 1 thief, 1 Roy, Gonzalez, and Deke. The only one I could feasibly build involved Cecilia, and at first I was like, ugh, she looks awful, just look at those stats, they're so low. And then, of course, I actually used her, and she actually did not disappoint. Cecilia's a really good unit. I would recommend. Like, she's not fantastic. Sure, her fighting stuff was obviously horrible, but Fire Emblem is about a lot more than combat stats, and Cecilia is the main unit that proved that to me in my days as being a horrible Fire Emblem unit player. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Oh, would that be a good idea for anime, actually? Like, you know how they did those Pokemon Mystery Dungeon spin-off animes to promote the Mystery Dungeon series? Do you think it would work if they did your Fire Emblem unit one like that as an anime? Although that would pretty much just be that Fire Emblem 12 they made. Oh crap, I just realized oh wait, never mind. The staves are sold here. We're good, we're good. I want 2 men's. And that's all I can afford, unless I sell something. The only thing I can think of sell is that elixir. And I kinda like those. I kinda wanted heal staves. And I don't have any extra heal staves. You know what? Yeah, the heal staves are worth it more. I'm going to regret that. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Might as well get plenty. Alright. And then I guess I should let Will get some healing EXP. Well, he only gets 5 from healing people, which is the same amount Dorcas gets. So, oh, excuse me. As a healer, he's pretty much getting this promoted healer EXP, but beyond that, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? But beyond that, I think he might be getting experience the same as an unpromoted unit. Maybe. I do wish Bartra was a little bit faster. I think at this point even Oswin was starting to double a lot of enemies like this. Woo! At least he doubled the hammer, bro. Oh, right, and then that thing from that village from the south that I picked up. That was the Worm Slayer. It's kind of a bit of a letdown since it's really only effective against Wyvern Riders. And most Wyvern Rider enemies or Wyvern Lords, they're going to be using lances and not swords or axes, so you'll always be at a weapon triangle disadvantage when using the Worm Slayer for the effective damage, which is ×2, so it's not really worth it. Alright. Everyone's taking damage. Okay. Oh! I just realized I might have made a small mistake. I was thinking, when I practiced this map, I was thinking I should wait to promote Lucius so that way I can feed the boss kill to him and give him an extra level. But I already promoted him because I found a free turn to do it. Oh well, I could still feed him the boss kill. But before I do that... Oh yeah, let's see. Actually, no, I don't want to make Canis do it, because if I need... Well, then again, Canis can't reach anyone. Well, then again, I could always feed this kill to Legault. Inventory space is always tricky with thieves. I keep forgetting about doing it. I don't know if I think that the Fire Emblem Teleus games, 9 and 10, handled inventory better. Well, shit. Okay, then. I hate to have to do that, but let's throw away a Vulnerary. Trade for the Lightning Tome, and then play for Legault. Okay, I really hated to do that. I didn't want to have to do that. Why did I make myself do that? Okay, anyway, but I want this Hero Crest. I don't know if I'll be able to use it. We'll be getting 2 units in the next chapter who might. So that might be a thing. But then again, it might not. Okay. Let's see, how much damage are you doing again, Luscious? 14, so that's 28. That leaves him with 5. How much damage does Will do? 3. Will does 3. Might as well get some chip damage in there, right? Right? Right. Oh wait, if I had attacked with Rebecca first, Will would have gotten what support bonuses. Shoot, I could have fed that kill to Will. Oh well, at least his even 9 bases, even 9 stats across the board look hilarious. Although, more example of me being kind of not good at Fire Emblem comes from my regular hard mode playthrough. Like I said, I tried to train up the main lords to be good so that way I could get to the version of four-fanged offense that I like a little bit more because of the unit there. Elliewood, at level 7, had 7 strength, 7 skill, 7 speed, and 7 defense. It was weird and stupid. He was horrible and it was hilarious. And I'm gonna go ahead and call that an episode. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Spaced Oyster, signing out.